Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm trying to get the split screen. I don't see the split screen. I only see myself. Oh, meow, 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 meow. Welcome to the Sacred Cross Divine Nicole Priestess. No, I only see myself. I'm here with Christina. Hold on. I need her to be seen as well. Let's see. How do we fix this? Multi-speaker. Choose background and name.
Ooh, click on gallery and then we'll be side by side.
Gallery?
Yeah.
I did. I see us side by side here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're on live, girl. Yeah, there you go. All right. We on. It's on and popping. um, so if you guys, well, a lot of you guys do watch this, those that are seen and unseen. I have about 20, 30 people that watch this on my YouTube. Guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Welcome to the Sacred Cross Divine Occult Priestess. This is episode 4. If I'm not correct, I'll look it over and adjust the links. Cristina and I, we're here to talk about a lot of deep things. We go in really, really, really deep here. Um, we both are clear channels. We both get downloads. We both like, you know, this is a very peaceful, sacred space, and we're both psychic mediums, whatever, and we very much are fluid in our readings, and so we have a subject. What do you want to talk about, Christina?
Who, me?
The subject's really the main subject is about the chosen ones.
Yeah.
What really is the chosen ones?
Yeah.
And then we wanted to touch a little bit about celebrities, Hollywood, and the occult, but not like how most people would think. And then we wanted to touch base on what light worker and the difference between light workers and the difference between awakening and enlightenment, right?
Yeah, those were the ones that we wanted to touch on. Did you want to well, we can speak about the celebrity if we don't the celebrity portion if we have time. But then I also wanted to bring up what we spoke about was the group troop
Oh,
magic.
ground troop? Oh, you want to speak about ground troop?
I'm sorry, group troop. I said group troop, ground troop. So those are some of the things that we can cover today, time providing, you know. And
Okay,
if
so
not, we can also always include it in our next segment.
yeah, yeah, anytime. Yeah. So chosen one, ground troop magic, um, celebrities in the occult, like, but very different from what, and awakening versus enlightenment, and then light workers. Okay. Okay, so where do you want to start?
Well, we can let's start on chosen ones.
Chosen ones. Chosen.
Yeah.
Yes, the chosen ones, that concept is a concept. They say it's a concept because it's um it's it's misunderstood. It's a concept because it's an understanding of what is something. It's a concept. Everything is a concept. The concept of the chosen ones are those who are born, you're born chosen. That's first and foremost. You're not chosen. Like we're gonna go choose somebody. It wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. Um, it's like a set by default. A set by default is the way you create it to be, is chosen. So there's certain level of headache and heartache that a chosen one could take on that the average person wouldn't be able to take on um, um, if they're chosen. So you're gonna start right now, okay, Mama? We'll talk to you in a minute, okay, Mama? Talk to you in a minute. Go at your show. Go close the stairs. Um, so I also want my higher self to help me as well. Yes, the higher self is here. You're doing good so far. So the chosen ones are those who are literally created for a certain level of to be able to get a certain level of hit, torture, and recovery time. Because not everybody can get hit, tortured, and recover. Some people get hit and never recover at all. Some people get tortured and that's it. So it's not to say I was hit and tortured, but I exist infinitely, multidimensionally. So there's aspects of me that go with those who kidnap me, torture me, rape me, hurt me, but I don't go with them. I'm a mystic. They come back to look for the physical me and do not find me or my family because we're all mystics. We're not the average person. To be a chosen one isn't, I would honestly, it is an honor. It's not to say it's not an honor, but it isn't something like they make it seem like it's gonna be like, oh my God, I'm the chosen one. Like, um, it's not an easy glorified concept at all. It's not. It's not. Because people who really know you to be chosen. We have us that are talking about it, and then there's those who know, oh, that's a chosen. All right. So what is the chosen one? Why do they come after? Chances are we can stop the fucking matrix. Those who are chosen, we can literally just we have the ability to stop the game. Stop the game. Like you wake up, oh shit, I'm home. I literally am one of the many, yes, there are many that can sit here and stop the game. What does that mean? You motherfuckers wake up back to fucking heaven. Because a lot of people incarnate and don't know how to go to heaven, don't know how to die. We don't know how to die. Everyone wants to live. Yes, it's complicated. This is occult spiritual shit. Chosen ones are those of us that we're not really here. We're not really here. So when they come for us, they're expecting us, but they don't know that we're the eyes of God. We're the consciousness come to go back up. But the joke is, we know chances are they're not going to let me go back up. They're going to come fuck with me. So, all right, come fuck with me. I'm bait. I'm bait. I'm chosen. I'm bait. You're going to come fuck with me. You're going to kill me. You're going to be racist. Whatever the fuck there is out there, you're going to do it to me. You're going to hurt me. You name it. You're going to do it. And then later on, when you come looking for my body, it's going to be gone. Because there's a set allotted time for you to actually have my physical body. And these occultists, they go back, they look for me, and they can't find my body. They took this body that you see here before you is mystical. So they don't approach me on a human level. A lot of them know you can't approach Melissa on a human level. They were, and then they would come back and not find the body after a lot of time. Now they can't even touch me. They can't really catch me. Those who are trying to touch me, it's not a thing no more. Like, they don't even try because like it's not a thing no more. They would tell me, they would go to certain people and ask them, hey, can you help us come attack Melissa? And the people that they would ask would be like, so when you going? No, we don't want to help, but when are you going? So we could, so we could see what happens. Because this is a very big left-handed witch priestess has taken down such and such who has been here for eons, and you want us to help you. We not stupid, but we want to see what happens to your dumb ass. When you going to fuck with the bitch, so we could see. And that goes the same for Cristina. And like I told you, I don't want to believe her. She's crazy. In the spiritual realm, this woman is like, so that's what it is. So we're very highly, I want to be like, we are the chosen ones, not you. Those, you can't judge anyone's hardships, really. You can't. And truth be told, I don't think I could handle the certain level of aspect of the pain that an aspect of me has to be returned, that told me it experienced all the massacres essentially that's happened to my physical body. And if I experienced any of it, I would not talk to, I wouldn't be able to move on. I wouldn't. It'd be too much for me. So it experiences it. And I asked it, well, so what's the benefit of you experiencing it? Well, strength, this, that, and the other thing. So I said, well, how come I don't feel it? Well, because you're eternal, and you that can never have you, don't exist here anyway. That's what the chosen ones do not exist physically. You can't. And if you tap in, you're not a human. If you're chosen today, manifested as a human, you're not really a human being, period. That is not the incarnation anymore. That's not the game. This is what it is. Because we're still in the midst of a battle. They just can't fuck with us anymore the way they used to. That door is closed. That game is over. So it's a different game. It's a different game because it's a different warfare. It's a different leveling up. Because you killed us. You killed us. Those who come for us, they killed us. They killed us. Are we ghosts? No. That's what most people think. Oh, well, they're dead. No, we're not dead. We're not dead. They come from my body. I'm gone. That shit is gone. That's like a totally different chapter paradigm switched. But I'm right here. So, and same thing with Cristina. So the chosen one comes with a certain level of mysticism. You're a natural mystic. The chosen ones are many today. There are many chosen ones. but not everyone is like what they call the chosen ones, because not everyone's incarnation entails that. Some are new souls. Everyone's mission is different. Even if like they're saying, if you're talking about what they really call a chosen one, like she's a chosen one. Because there's this one lady I follow, she goes to the chosen ones. And it's like, yes, there's many, there's millions, million, million. And those are the ones that I feel that are all connected. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form. And it's like a line of web, and we could genuinely meet up. And now, I feel like the term ground troop is very relevant now. The ground troops are those who taught us. And the ground troops were tested. The ground troops that called themselves chosen weren't necessarily chosen. They called themselves chosen, but they were not necessarily chosen. They were ground troops, and they were tested. Would they betray the chosen? They were giving lots of information about the chosen, who the chosen are, why they're chosen. They name it. These ground troops were just, there's like quite a few that fucked it up for themselves. That could have been in part of the crew, and we would have reconsidered their incarnation if they passed the test. They say, yes, this is downloads. This is downloads. Melissa doesn't know this. These are downloads. They came really close, but they fucked it up because a lot of them are jealous because they feel like they've done all this work. Oh, I did all this work. This bitch don't do nothing. She don't got to. She's chosen, bitch. You need to do the work so you could teach her, so you could prove in this incarnation that you could be part of this. So the ground troops, don't you hear the term? Almost to say you to teach them, those who are ground troops, what that means. Ascension is everybody's right. That doesn't mean you're chosen. Ascension is mean like you're supposed to know your magic, or you're supposed to know some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not everybody's a king. That's in other words. Not everybody's a queen. There are many kings and queens, but not everybody is. That's what the fuck the chosen ones are. Ancient kings and queens and gods from the great beyond before the nothingness come in to say, well, my children, the ground troop teachers, will you fuck me over like you did last lifetime to know all you know about the lifetimes? They go into the Akashic records and we let them. Those that we, fuck it, look, what do you see about it? What are you gonna do? They still compare themselves. Oh, I could do better. They said, we put you through that shit. You fucked up like you're doing now. So certain things they come into fruition like get an aspect of me, then like, why even let them come through? A test. This is the time in incarnation that everybody that is spiritual, the platform is clear. It's like judgment day. And there's lawyers are supposed to be able to see their opposition's case. They're supposed to see what the witness has versus there's no hiding it. It's all here. Everything is clear. A lot of these ground troops know more than the chosen ones on purpose. What do you do in the information? God gives you the information. Do you betray it? Or do you make a decision? There are ground troops that are upgrading as we speak because they never betrayed it. There are those who have not betrayed, not all of them betray. But those who know, we know that's literally in their print. We still give them the platter. Here. Take here. This is the shit. It's right here. And of course, it can't help it. They fuck it over. It's what it is for them. But there's a place for them too. We're like, okay, so this is what we need to do with your ass then, because this is what it's for you. You literally can't help it. And so we're not going to get into that. They say those different incarnations, they have to come in to learn lessons. It's the whole thing in magic, in an ascension. Ground troops. So now I feel like I have to explain what ground troop magic is. Or ground troops are those they're not necessarily birthed from the nothingness. They're not necessarily as old as the nothingness. They can reach the nothingness. Their potential is like a 12-year-old can go to college or university or anything. You know, you're prodigies. You have that. But most times, not likely, because it takes a certain level of strength. Like we said, like the chosen one has to be able to take a certain level of hit and massacre and be able to get back up because they still got shit to do. Not everybody that's a ground troop may be able to do a certain level of hit and massacre. They weren't necessarily created to do that. They said there's so much that comes with ground troop. They said they stay ground troop today. I'm getting yes. A lot of them stay ground troop today. I'm getting aren't there chosen ones that are ground troops? They're saying, well, that would be like me. I'm a ground troop because I don't know myself to be consciousness. I've known myself to be consciousness, but I'm not. But that doesn't mean you're a king or a queen or have royalty. Not as ancient as mine, not as loyal or royal. So they say, so you come before many. Yes, I come before many. Me, Cristina, our lineage come before many. They said there's those that already know that already. Like we already know that. Well, I'm talking to those who don't know. There's till this moment, some people don't understand what chosen ones mean. I'm kidding. I thought you said you were teaching 12th grade magic. Listen, you motherfuckers give me the numbers and stop fucking with my head. Okay, so the chosen ones are elite, ancient royals that have taught in Lemuria, Atlantis, you name it, on Earth, in different galaxies, different paradigms. That's literally, we teach ourselves, we have royalty, we come before the nothingness, before the nothingness, before the nothingness. We walk in as ghosts, but we're not. We come off as ghosts, but we're not because our existence is fluid. We're chosen because we can handle a certain level of hits. We were born chosen. They're saying you should know if you're a chosen one. Yeah. They're saying, yes, you do know if you're a chosen one. I'm getting, why is everyone so obsessed about that chosen one stuff? And why is there need for a clarification? Because the thing with the chosen one are those who are not in their ego. That's why a lot of people are mad because they don't understand why we're not in our ego. A lot of ground troops act chosen because they're in their ego. And they want to be, that's why they compare themselves and take from others. It's because, well, their incarnation and perspectives is different. Well, that's what it is. Melissa's not in her ego. Christina's not in her ego. They're not like in their ego. That's another reason why certain power, because a lot of ground troops are stuck on power.
Mm-hmm.
Speak about occult.
Yeah.
You know, those who are stuck saying 12th grade magic right now. A lot of ground troops are stuck on power. Like, why does she get all this power? She doesn't do any work. And then we're like, no, idiot, you were supposed to teach her. You might have been able to be part of the crew that's gonna pop off pretty soon. You would have been able to be part of this shit, but you fucked it up. You can't be. A lot of people, human beings, what we call human beings, are really jealous of God beings. They thought they could be a God being because I come in simple. You could. Everyone's a God. That is true. Everyone is a God being, but not everyone's a chosen God being. Like, you know, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's just
Go
ahead.
I did want to add to that is that Mm, okay. I did want to add to that. I wanted to say that, yes, it's true. There are, what I will say is there's levels to this shit. Like literally, as above, so below. And the misconception is people are looking, those within their ego are looking at this lifetime as a reflection of what did they do. I don't see anything that's been done that qualifies them to be a chosen. But this is cumulative, which means a lot of incarnations that have been taken place, which means a lot of trials, tribulations to strengthen your armor and get, not so much get, but attain the chosen one status. It doesn't happen in just one lifetime. There are multiple lifetimes to achieve this status. So when one person looks at one incarnation and then determine from that incarnation whether or not someone is deemed chosen or even question the validity of their chosen one, you are deeply misunderstood and disconnected because it takes multiple incarnations, which is equivalent to the ancient soul. Multiple incarnations, not in this 3D. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple different incarnations in different spaces. So that's the key that many are missing. One other thing that I did want to point out is um, I've heard other beings, describe chosen ones as the ability and having the capacity to be psychic. Prior to my spiritual awakening, and I think I've spoken about this before, is I've always looked at things as black and white, yes, no, black and white. And my guides have checked me. They have checked me on that within the spirit, within my spiritual awakening, is that there are multiple definitions and meanings and understandings from, let's say, just one symbol. Okay, so when I say that, I don't want to be confusing on here, but we'll say this: since we're speaking about the chosen ones, there can be someone who speaks on it, and yes, there's truth in what they say. However, it is at a, I don't want to say lower vibration, but it's at a lower state of consciousness and awareness and understanding. What Melissa is speaking of is she's speaking on it and she's reflecting it on a much higher state of awareness and consciousness that comes with being an ancient being. So that's one thing that I wanted to bring to the forefront and clarify. The second thing that I wanted to speak about is, as I reflect on chosen ones, being a chosen one is not for the faint of heart. Okay. It is not. You are consistently living and dying as far as your ego so that you can ascend. You are often tested with abilities and abundance. Okay. What I mean by that is you have keys and you are given a platter of knowledge, of spiritual gifts, of different ways of being able to do things that the average human do not have access to or have the ability to do. And the test is, what you gonna do with it? How you gonna move with that? Are you going to abuse what has been given to you? That is the test that many ground troops fail because they're so obsessed with power. But true power is being given it, right? Whether people are watching or people are not watching, and walking in integrity,
Yes.
walking in righteousness, being responsible with the level of power that you've been given by the Most High. Okay, because we're all being watched and we're all being tested.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the one thing as far as the difference between ground troops and chosen ones is the chosen ones have been tested, battle tested many times over. But on the other side, they still continue to forge ahead in righteousness. They still continue to forge ahead in light. They still continue to forge ahead, with integrity. And as they do that, they are awarded with abundance. Okay. And as through ascension, you get certain keys. One thing that I spoke about, because I saw a video and there was a tarot reader again that spoke about chosen ones having psychic abilities and the capacity to, first of all, any state awareness or consciousness that comes from the most high has the ability and the capacity to tap into their psychic knowledge or abilities, right? However, what I did want to add is my understanding of chosen ones is you have been selected, okay? Depending on what your mission is. I'm going to speak specifically here regarding 3D, okay? Because that's the relation meaning Christina. I'm speaking about Christina here. So what I was given as far as the understanding, when it's chosen ones, you are selected to undergo many attacks, right? You are selected with, well, the opportunity to be given abundance on how you come through those attacks, or how you are battled, how you are tested in the battle, right? But then another thing is, you are also, and I'm going to tap into this, you are also selected by your ancestral lineage and your ancestral bloodline to carry the mantle and forge ahead on what they were not able to accomplish in their lifetime. And this is key. Now, I'm not talking about your mom, your grandma of the family that you were born in. I'm talking about your cosmic ancestral lineage, okay? Because a lot of people tend to be fixated on, okay, your mom, your dad, and all things of that sort. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a higher state of consciousness where your ancestral lineage and your bloodline, and you went ahead and were selected to come on the 3D to carry out missions that they, while they were here on the 3D, had they reincarnated into the 3D, weren't able to complete a mission. So it's your responsibility to carry on the mantle. Carry on the mantle of what? Carry on the mantle of living in your authenticity, carrying on the mantle of living in the spark and being the lantern for other soul beings. What do I mean about being the lantern? I'm talking about being the light, the beacon, the lighthouse, meaning to bring other soul beings out of darkness. How is that done? That is done through being your authentic self, and not in opposition or fighting against what you feel inside as far as what your intuition is telling you. Now, more specifically, I'm going to get into that, is outside of being authentic and being your authentic self, is also following the work that you were intended to do were you incarnated on 3D. So what that means is, as you get to know yourself and as you get to ascend, a lot of the things that happen within opposition and resistance, which would look like psychic attacks, different ways of battling. So when I say that is because one undergoing psychic attacks and opposition consistently also reveals to the chosen one who they really are, because it forces them to go inward. Okay. And as they go inward, they learn to understand how powerful they are. Like there's like everything is purposeful. Even the psychic attacks that are being done to test and battle the chosen one is is an opportunity for the, and this is the way that I had to look at it, is not, I can't look at this as an attack or the whole world's against me as opposed to the occultists being against me. It's an opportunity to level up, because that's exactly what I'm doing, is leveling up, because every single psychic attack is an opportunity for me to learn about self and learn how powerful that I am, inwardly. And as I continue to learn, in spite of opposition and resistance, and like the whole world is against me, you continue, to ascend. Your light tends to shine brighter in the, now you are always bright, but what I mean is the illusion that your light tends to shine brighter is because you tend to get more attention from other, I'll say energetic beings, because it's just not human beings that suddenly start to take notice. But it's like the more that you become self-aware, the more that you know yourself, it's just like the more all energetic beings across all realms, dimensions will take notice. And that's what I mean as far as your light begins to shine brighter. You are always shining, but now it's starting to expand due to the amount of energetic beings now that have taken notice. This is part of what the chosen one is. Another part is, as you ascend, because you're consistently proving that you can handle what is being done in spite of, you also get abundance through sacred knowledge and keys that occultists who have abused their power do not have the privilege or ability to access directly. These occultists steal the information. They are not given the information. And that's another spiritual violation that they're going to have to deal with. Okay. All it takes is for some, or for not some, but for all chosen beings who recognize their power to speak and call judgment, it's a wrap. Okay.
Hey man, girl, you in the roll. You on the roll. Keep
It's
it
a
going.
wrap. It's a wrap. Because the key is they have to understand and know their power, so then what they speak can actualize. That entails is the
Hold on.
magic.
I'm getting someone saying something like, they're like, well, yeah, if you're gonna talk, they're saying, well, they're saying like, I can't explain how to say it. They take your time so I can, they're saying like, it's not to say, we say we know we are ground truth. We know we're not more powerful than you. And we know there's hiccups and paradigms and we split things. They're saying, see, she doesn't even know how to do that. So you come in from a different paradigm. It's yes, because it's important. Like they say, you guys don't see it, but it's important when you too, especially, it's a council around you that watches you and protects this round table. So the words that, like, I can really tap in that, oh, much very way Cristina, she's on her right, she's speaking the truth. But then there's like uh not a council member. This person's not a motherfucking council member. Listen, do not mistake this person for a council member. It's an audience member that wants to say like kind of like, damn, explain it, say it so I can say it. They said we know like you're more powerful. There's an encompassing, this person speaks like really like my old friend, really like it's an encompassing noting knowledge that the awareness of that you to know we know that we're not greater than you, but we know that we feel because of the work that in some intuitives are told to go into space-time to continuums to bring you back. They said because you lost her. I said, well, that's different. That's work. I said, well, that's your job. That's work. Exactly. It's like saying, because I went into work, you chose a job. That's the perspective. They said, yes, so you mean you want to be rewarded? Yes. Well, then they said, wait. They said, let's look into this. The councils are tapping in to say if this was a false channeling, what is this? Well, they say they know him. It's a guy. They said that they're saying like, oh, this is ground troop, but this isn't a human being ground troop. So this is like, so yes, they say you pull when you two are talking, you're pulling not only human ground troops, but other shit that are also ground troops that are not chosen. Because you guys have to remember yourselves to be multidimensional. They said that even the Pleiades is here today. So you have to remember, like in many ways, many take your shit seriously. And the one of them are saying we're ground troops and we help and we're part of this beings. And the one in particular had to come and get you. They said, why? They're saying, why did she, like, they said, why was she lost? Why was this? There's a whole bunch of things that right now they're saying treason. Treason is the name of your game. In many ways, you should have been caught and already sent out because there's things you shouldn't have done to begin with that led to you having to go get her back from where she was. Like, who are they talking about me? This is a lot. This is a lot. They said that's a bigger meeting. They said, Melissa, if you want, you can go into the council meeting and talk about that. That's different. That's not irrelevance. They said it's relevant because she speaks of ground truth. They said, tell her, explain to them what ground truth. Ground truth for people that work harder. They say, yes, we feel we work harder. They said, they're saying like, yeah, we're the fundamental baseline. They said your incarnation is to work to teach those that are older than you on purpose. It's an illusion if you're coming from that paradigm. They said, yes, but we work harder. I see it to us to work harder. They said, look, Melissa, you can't even hydrate, meditate, sun gaze, and fast. It's true, isn't it? You can't even hold a fast. So I don't have to. No, you should. You should, by now, you should have been already like this. They said, well, it's not my fault. Those are my attacks. My imperfections are on purpose to see a certain level of vulnerability. And will they attack me on my vulnerability as you are now still? So in many ways, you're stuck on what basically Cristina and Melissa are talking about. You're stuck on power. You're stuck on power because there's no amount of ground troop work that would amount to the level of power that is Melissa or Cristina. I'm getting my left hand comes forward just in case. It's okay, it's okay. So yes, because just in case, because this is heavy. And so we're just not satisfied. That's all we say. We're not satisfied. And they said there are those of us that know what chosen one are. So you have a lot of different level of understanding of our conversation. So we know what what they call a chosen one is. And we know what ground truth is. And we expand on the spiritual diversities encompassing the levels of grounding of, like, I get what they're trying to say. They're saying like, we get our rank, in other words. Yes, we get the rank, but we still feel some of us, they said, from my understanding, if you are like not where you want to be as a ground troop, you must have done something wrong that will not allow you to be part of they said, first of all, they're saying confusing you. You are confusing me. You're tapping into it. It's earned. It's earned to be part of the council. It's an ancient council, so this is the ancient council of 9. So you can't be part of it. It doesn't work that way. It's your ground troop. It's like they're saying. It's like an elf that wants to be Santa Claus. That's what the fuck that is. And now a special elf is given access to Santa Claus' closet. Do you betray Santa Claus? Or do you know your place and be loyal so you can be like up in higher rank with Santa Claus? Something like that. So Melissa can understand. I get it. So you betrayed the cause. He did betray the cause. That's why he had to go back and get you, because he caused a hiccup in paradigm split to go and have to go get you back. So in other words, he wants me to talk about the politics of what is the ground troop and the chosen one. Yes. Well, then that has to be for a different video. Because right now I'm talking to like the human beings about the chosen one. They said we're still here. We're still here and we'll hear it all. And they said we'll filter from now on what could come through and not, because you'll confuse Melissa. I mean, she could tap in, but her perspective is still human, even though she knows herself to be many things. So we'll filter and we'll see what we can let in and this and that. Hopefully all that makes sense.
I did want to add that I did want to add that the key of the enlightened ones is to stay in the flow. And staying in the flow requires you to be balanced. And those who are obsessed with power actually their weaknesses are highlighted because beings who are obsessed with power actually are unbalanced because they are consumed by their fear and their insecurities, which is why they have a need for power and dominion. The true key to be balanced and in flow is to be able to have the ability to have power and to not abuse it, and to be in one within, well, they're saying balanced in both dark and light. And to be consumed with power is to be unbalanced, out of flow. That's the message that I just got.
Yeah, you're on one today. You're in, like, definitely your higher self is in, like, it's some shit for you today, girl. You're on one. So this is for a lot of people that always tap in, that always look at our videos. They always look at our videos. Period. Instead, there's a psychic attack they just blocked right now. They're attacking us just this moment, because they said, close your eyes, Christina, both of us. If we can imagine ourselves in space, and there's like a whirlpool of beings and councils that watch us through a globe. And we are also watching ourselves as the council in this moment. So we're not only here, we're the council too. And in that, there's audience that, because there's ranks. We're the shit. We're the fucking council. That's what it is. And there's audience, and there's positions, and there's this, and they're listening like as if it's the news or if it's like a news. And so I feel like ancient men. I don't give a so random. Yes, that's what it is. Ancient masculine, ancient divine feminine, ancient Pleiadians, ancient like Erline beings, Lyran,
Yeah,
Lyrian.
yeah.
But there's
Lyran.
there's like an Erline, like she, like old, ancient, feline, feminine vagina being. That's what I feel. There's Lemuria. I thought Lemuria starts from the heavens too. the whole thing. It's a Lemuria. Lemuria comes forward. Lemuria is earth. There's earth. You're just mistaking it. Well, I mean, all exists everywhere to be true. That's true. But the time of Lemuria wants to come forward. Is that they want me to channel Lemuria one of these days. So, she doesn't have that on her list, so we don't want to have her scattered everywhere. Melissa's very ADD. So there's a lot going on. Like, could you feel that? Like, could you tap into it?
Yeah.
A lot that watch this very much. To us, it's nothing, we don't see anything, but there's a lot going on in the background just for this little moment. Because we're not just,
I saw mad shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, there's those that they watch occult human beings, other beings, like a lot watch this. That's why there was a psychic attack. So they just stopped it. There's a lot of shit. It's deep. Just to me, I guess we're very laid back. We don't, well, I know I am. I don't take it like ha ha ha, but it is. Because we might fuck around and say something, someone watches it and they start an awakening, It could be a big awakening. Just something you might say because it's energetic flow of download based on alignment. So someone in alignment with our words, our video, our shit, our boom, might be like, oh, remember. There goes another one, So it's deep. It's deep. It's deep.
It is. And that's in turn, that's part of the mission of the chosen one, is to awaken others, not forcefully, but to awaken others by one being their authentic self and also the work that is being done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's powerful. So, I feel like it's so much politics over just the chosen ones, even on a heavenly, godly scale. So that's it for chosen ones. Hopefully that made sense for ground troop magic. Ground troop magic is cemetery magic, altar magic, versus, I'm getting out. Someone says versus what? Versus just you closing your eyes and going into the subconscious and working only in the subconscious and carrying an altar in the subconscious. Doing a magic, no more like sacrificing animals or cutting down a tree, destruction of the physical illusion, not working with the illusion to create. You bring from the ethers. There's people who know how to do that. I say, yeah, of course. I'm not saying there's some people. Why is there always so many? I didn't say nobody knows how to do that. I'm saying the difference. Someone says ground truth magic versus magic from the consciousness and before the consciousness. And, I don't want to say me, I don't like to compare myself since everyone's in their ego, but there's others that know how to use that, they took the time to hydrate, meditate, sun gaze. Y'all motherfuckers don't want me on my shit because I will fucking stomp everybody that's fucking with me.
I did want to add to your point. I've I have I've seen, well, I don't want to say I've seen. I will say that that I know that there are people, there are beings who are in the occult, and by way of practicing, they use sage or do whatever protection rituals, right? And yes, it works. Yes, it's effective because these are essentially all tools that amplify the magic that's already in us. So when we haven't built it up to a point where we don't even need all this stuff, because not technically, they're telling me that all of these are tools and resources that amplify things, but essentially you can get to the level where you can do shit like just how, Melissa was saying, you can do shit without the tools just by tapping into your subconscious. And I have literally seen someone who witnessed that they were being psychically attacked in a middle, psychically attacked, closed their eyes, did whatever they did, and the shit was dismissed just like that. No crystals, no sage, no any type of earthly elements was needed in order to rid that attack of what they did. I literally saw them close their eyes, do what they did, and it was gone. You have that power to do that. We all have that. We all have that power to do that. We just haven't tapped into it.
That's the only difference between ground truth magic and that shit, mystical stuff. Disappear out of thin air. You don't need an altar to disappear out of thin air. You just do the shit. You just do the big shit. I on my Instagram I said we're the ones that part seas, part the ocean. How the fuck can you part the ocean? Right? If from this illusion that sounds only Jesus does that. No. I was told not everybody can do that. Not everybody has a swing link. There's a whole thing that comes with parting the sea, because the sea today is dominion by something. It's deep. We're not gonna get into it. But I fucking would go in that bitch like, all right, nigga, you don't remember. And then my glory would come forward and it could be. But now, like, you can do it from here. Yes, there's there are ground troops that can move the waters. Yes, they're saying don't be fooled. There are ground troops that could do that. But if she's talking about part seas, like how like back in the ancient times, maybe it's a little different as like ancient time magic, where I would call in what it is and part seas, big shit, It's that's been eons, and not everybody is allowed to have that heavy magic. So instead of going, like you're saying, if that's the case, we know who she is. You should know who I am and who Cristina is. You should know who we are right now. We're talking about heavy shit that the average person or even the average occultist might have not even heard. So, heavy occultists, you should come hear this shit if you think you're better than me. No. Let me stop. I am better than y'all. It's craziness, whatever. Okay, so celebrities. Do you want to talk about celebrities?
I don't. I don't have anything to I don't have anything to say about celebrities. I mean, mainly because I'm not interested in the celebrity.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not interested in the celebrity life. I'm really not.
I'll just tell you my experiences spiritually with celebrities. My experience is that celebrities, just like anything else, want to know if they're more powerful. All celebrities are occultists. They should be. If they're not, they're fucked. Because that's what the fuck that is. Hollywood is an occultist. Hollywood is an entity. She's a female, and she's an ancient entity of Nastrain. It's old. For her protection, I had to not tell you, because y'all fuck around and be like, oh, we know what the fuck Hollywood really is. She's come forward before. I'm her mother, what they call Hollywood. One of her ancient mothers. Hollywood is like this, like if you really saw like the being that is Hollywood, she's not human. So it would freak you the shit out. She's into souls. That's her shit. Like souls. She has souls now. But Hollywood is not and will never be the same, and she knows her time is up. And she already got like her download about when her time will be up, and basically in many ways I feel like she's moving, she's getting her shit together, and basically pretty soon it'll just be opposers. Like how I think Disney giving up rights to Disney or something like that. It's almost gonna be like that. Spiritual is deep, because basically the purging that is Hollywood and the fuckery that is Hollywood, the entity, the spiritual entity, and the humans that encompass what is Hollywood can be no more. There's a lot of snakes. There's a lot of like spiritually, really, if you're not an occultist, you should not go to Hollywood. You should not go in that type of field, that thing. What is the illusion? Because you're gonna have to need to know how to maneuver yourself. You have to know how to do some shit. My biggest thing was Cardi B. Cardi B is an occultist, a high occultist. She knows herself as a consciousness. She's come forward and she's did some fuckery. She's sold out. And I also had Bad Bunny come forward. They're both very sacred, all the same. They're very powerful, sacred God deities. They're not just anybody, so I wouldn't go fuck with them. I wouldn't go fuck with them. Cardi B is very powerful, and that's where I leave that at. She's crazy though. She says stuff like, I'm not gonna say because I got kids here. But she's crazy. She's crazy and she's crazy. She's a high cultist. High cultist, one of them that knows that she don't need an altar to do shit. So I'll go fucking with her. That's not like there's one thing she was like, that's not me. Like the Cardi B they showing you, that's a clone. That's not really Cardi B. You know, she's always like, that's not me. That bitch, that's not me. That was her whole thing. They making me look stupid with that bitch. I don't even know who that bitch is. Those lyrics are not even mine. I'm like, well, you sold out. It's deep. That conversation with Cardi was deep. And then with Bad Bunny, all of them, man, these motherfuckers crazy. They willing to do a lot of stuff. They always ask you to sell your soul. Do not sell your soul. Eat them, destroy them. Negative energies, entities, technologies, and our beings, and all challenges. Drones and what. Yeah, I'm talking about heavy shit. So yeah, they're coming to try to come. Call forth my galactic council. Yes. I just told you what it is. The motherfuckers is clones. They're saying half of Cardi B's entourage that you see is like clones are like, they said a lot of them default on stage on rehearsals when there's rehearsals. It's like a lot of shit. They said they should like leave her name alone, but Cardi B also owes them. It's a big old mess with her and that shit. I don't want to talk about Ice Spice because it's deep for me with her spiritually. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's a clone. They thought they killed the real clone when the car accident. That's where I leave that. He's also an occultist, very heavy occultist. Kevin Hart is an occultist. It's funny because like when he came to me, I was like, "You're an occultist." I just don't imagine him sitting down doing nothing but an occultist. Yeah, Kevin Hart. I don't know. Yeah, his DNA is special. They cloned him, and they don't know who's the real. Fuck, they cloned so much of this nigga. They don't even know who's the real fucking Kevin Hart. But they don't. They genuinely don't know who the fuck is Kevin Hart no more. They thought they did and then now he knows other shit, that other downloads. So it's really, really protective with Kevin Hart. There's other celebrities they could tell me about, but they're not. A lot of things are sacred. There's a place where they keep and store children underground.
Girl.
I've seen that a couple of times here when they took my body and when they thought they took it. When we have the body of God, have the eye of God, that means you've given me permission to see what's going on. Because that's the point of my incarnation in certain level of simplicity. I killed two birds with one stone. I'm still gonna ascend. I'm fucking God, stupid. If I'm still here, because I fucking want to not manifest myself differently. because I want to see what the fuck y'all dumbasses are gonna do to me. So you guys take me underground with there's children, you guys abandon them. There's a whole fucking weird shit going down here. They keep talking about the island. Yeah, there's an island, but then there's this right here, California. There's some sick shit going on when they have these children and there's these basins and there's this. I seen it. It's disgusting. It's gross. And that's like just a lot of shit associated with that.
Yeah.
And
I've
they do
gotten,
a lot of
I've,
ground troop magic with that shit too.
yeah, I've gotten that too. And like here where I live, like in the DMV area too. I'm not going to speak too much about it. Actually, I'm just going to leave it at that. But I've
Yeah,
also gotten visions about that too,
yeah,
like
it's
here.
really deep. That's big ground troop magic, the shit they do with the children and the harnessing and the this and the, it's just disgusting. That's the only reason that this state, possibly the country, no, they're saying the state, specifically California, prospers because of the missing children.
Mm.
That's why they're big into children out here. Because of the things they do with the children, their youth, the this, that, the this, like, yo, you literally shouldn't even have kids out here. It's disgusting what they do with the children. And some people are willing to just like, here's a child for money, here's a child for this. You gotta keep your kids safe. So that's why I homeschool my kids. Fuck these motherfuckers. My kids are here. They will replace your children if you let them.
They said the same with chosen ones because they're showing me chosen ones and they're showing me a lamb. So like innocence, youth, very like children,
They've done that to a
so that
lot
they
of
do the
chosen
same. They
children.
do the same, to chosen ones who haven't realized or tapped into their full divinity and their own power. So yes, yeah,
Yeah, and we're not gonna talk more about that.
yeah.
We're gonna leave that alone. Okay, so that's celebrities. So then you have awaken versus enlightenment.
Well, did you want to play the video?
Yeah, I don't know that it'll play on here. You think it'll play on here?
It should. Ooh, excuse me. It should, because I mean, but if you can't,
Mm,
I wonder if let me see. Oh, you're gonna have to share your screen
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Host only all participants. I'm trying to see how I do that.
at the bottom. Hmm.
Trying to see how to, I used to be able to do that because I used to
See if you can click on the link I sent you, open so that it's in a new browser, and then click on share. click on the share screen button and then
Oh,
select.
okay, I see.
Mommy, you put these out.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Now just choose the browser that was playing the video.
Okay, hold on. I think I got it.
I don't think you have it up, so you're gonna have to click on the link. Oh, or you can do that.
If you consider yourself to be a light
That's
worker,
not.
Can you hear
it's
it?
going to be one
Yeah,
of the most.
All right.
I can
No, no,
hear
no,
it.
no. Okay, hold on. All right, let's play it. This is, I have to give credit to the person. Isis. Guy Gardner always shave in.
Well, the bottom is actually their screen name, so Sky Gardener, but it looks like they're sharing the video with who is the original, who actually this content belongs to is Aura Luna, Soul Teachings.
Okay.
You consider yourself to be a light worker, this is going to be one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. This message is so important and nobody truly understands the actual role of light workers. On the internet, light workers have been marketed for centuries to be some being of high consciousness who landed on planet Earth to save humanity, to battle for the love and light, to help awaken others, to preach and prophesize. But the light doesn't fight. The light is not in duality, it's not in dark and light, it's not in hate and love, it's not in either or, it doesn't have agendas. The light doesn't fight. So the best way to be in service to humanity, which people won't find very fun, or because then you don't get to look all holy and mightier than thou, you know, but there is no chosen one. Everybody's chosen, everybody's special, and the actual role of a light worker is to be in their light. And you don't have to preach and awaken people, that's out of compassion. A light worker, all they have to do is to exist, because when you exist in high consciousness, when you are present as a human with the people around you, you're in your shine, you're in your light, you're laughing, singing, enjoying life. That is when the consciousness illuminates new potentials in the grids, in the field, right? Imagine the physical world disappearing. Now it's just energies and vibrations and light and consciousness and beings interacting, and you, by being in that presence, not in the past, not in the future, not worrying about what other people think about you, but being in your presence, that is the role of a light worker, because that alone, that light shines upon the entire planet and the grids, and that alone is what brings planet Earth into the new Earth. It's what has already accumulated and compounded that high consciousness that we experience on Earth. But you don't have to do anything as a light worker, you have to simply exist. Sounds boring, but that is the way you could be in greatest service to humanity. Don't go and awaken friends and family and push your own agendas. You feel they should know this, but by being in your light, they will automatically see new potentials, new ways of living. But if you're entangled with agendas and forcing outcomes and wanting people to have what you have because what you have is so good, then you're out of compassion. Then the universe in a way backfires on you. So just be present with those who are not yet ready for awakening, and then when the time comes, they'll be able. They have seen, experienced, felt, sensed new potentials. So that is the actual role of a light worker, to simply exist in high consciousness and light.
Okay. And then let me play the other one, which is very similar.
Do not try to awaken first.
Please listen to what
your
he's
own
saying. He's
awakening.
speaking facts.
And here's why. You don't need journaling, affirmations, mantras, a gratitude practice, breath work, cold showers, meditating endlessly, eating the right foods, having your crystals, doing your chakra work, your shadow work, being all this love and light and fighting the matrix and the government and conspiracies, and imagine all that crap. At a certain point it becomes crap. You take that and you just leave it.
Just let it go.
And what happens when you stop engaging in all these rituals and practice and religious rules and restrictions and limitations and overlays and battling and efforting? You can finally become present. And in the present moment, you're no longer caught up with mass consciousness, what other people believe, your own demonic aspects, all the turmoil and chaos and stressing and worrying. Will I survive? What will I do? How do I awaken? When you let all that worrying, efforting, battling, healing, when you let that go, and you become present in the realm of earth, you enjoy existence, and that is when you start to awaken. You see, you can read 1,000 books on awakening, and you will never be fully awakened, because if, in fact, the more you try to awaken, the more mental you become. You could have 1,000,000 concepts about the cosmos, about time and space, about the other realms, about the grays and blue avians and star seeds and reincarnation, and you have all these mental ideas, but you're still just caught up in the mind. If you truly want to awaken, become enlightened, for that is when you'll know thyself, the full you, the heavenly self, the multidimensional self. It happens within, but it doesn't happen as long as you're caught up in practices, in restrictions, in identities, in mental concepts, mental masturbation. When you let the mind go, the I am can flow. Your soul can be present. You can enjoy your life. And awakening is not mental, it's experiential, it's embodiment, it's knowing, it's embracing, it's integrating, it's being the essence of your soul. I exist, I am alive. From that present I am awareness of the awareness, everything can come to you. You're present, enjoying your life. You're not in mental masturbation, and you're enjoying your life. And when you are present, because there is no time and space, time is an illusion, past lives, which are just current parallel versions, exist now. They can come to you. Knowledge, wisdom from your soul can flow into you. But you don't care about it. You're not worried about it. You're not pursuing it. You're not out searching externally for answers. You realize you're in an inner God-created matrix. You're projecting it all. The realms flow through you. The cosmos flows through you. The wisdom, the nous, the knowingness flows through you. The realms flow through you, and it's all projected outside. But you, if you truly want to awaken, you'll let go of all the practices and all the mental stuff and the limitations and the humanness, the limitations of the human, and you allow in that deeper, more aware, grander being, the enlightened being, which you already are, for time is not here. You can allow it in now. You're meeting your future self if you allow it in the present, for that future version of you is already here. So don't battle for it, don't effort for it, don't try so hard to awaken, and just allow yourself to be present, and in that present moment, everything you need comes to you. That is the nature of reality.
Okay, so there was a
Yeah.
lot said there.
Yeah, that's a lot to take in. Do you have any um I can share my thoughts
Go ahead.
on it. So as I was watching the video or both videos, there were a lot of things that he had said that were definitely spot on. Um, and then there were a few things that I don't want to say disagreed with, but I shared a different perspective on. And I'll say this. The second video where he touched on being awakened and enlightened, and essentially he's saying, you don't, we tend to make things more difficult than they have to be, as far as achieving the awakened or enlightened status. And that simply is knowing God through yourself, right? Um, and that essentially that's knowing thyself. And so where he spoke about you don't need the practices, you don't need the religion, you don't need the rituals, he was definitely spot on about that, because I've even had channelings where they have come to me to speak specifically about religion, um and like the need for it, and not only the need for it, but why it's here, why it's utilized, and things of that nature. Now, I'm not going to go into that, at least not in this video, but I will share at some point the channelings that I received specifically as it relates to religion and the role in the 3D. But one of the things that he had mentioned is, you don't need the sage, the crystals, the all those things of that nature. And what I had mentioned before, where I was just like, I literally saw a woman tap in and rid all of the psychic attacks. He's essentially speaking like, you're capable of just tapping in. All of the other tools, such as crystal, sage, everything else is like 3D is not necessary. However, it's just simply tools. But once you have reached the status of you knowing yourself and you knowing and understanding your power and essentially tapping in, is that's it. That's where it's at. And I do agree with him on that. Where I disagree in or share a different perspective is that there are literally levels to this shit, meaning that everybody has the capacity to reach a point where to reach a point to know thyself. However, what I've realized in my observation is that everybody's road to reaching enlightenment is different. So, whereas some people need tools such as crystals to help them on that journey to reach that, my thing is, I don't care what you use to use it. As long as you're on that road towards enlightenment, if you need tools to assist you to get there, use them. That's why we have them in the 3D as part of the 3D experience. But ultimately, the goal is to reach a higher level state of consciousness and awareness in enlightenment, and for you to recognize that power, that you don't need those things. It's just a matter of tapping in. Okay, so that would go the same for tarot cards, any type of divination tools. Those are not needed. They're just simply tools and resources to tap in to what we have. We just have to build into it. So even though I acknowledge what he says as far as not having the need for them, I also know and realize that people work on the 3D, people work differently, And some people need tools to help get them where they need to go. And I'm not going to oppose that if that is part of your journey that's going to help you to arrive to a higher or more enlightened state. So that's what my thoughts are on that.
I agree. I agree. One thing I used to always say, and I still say, spirituality, because we're big, multifaceted spiritual beings, first. Lastly, are we a physical being? That's what most people don't remember. We are not even here, period. There is no such thing as death. This is just an illusion. And this is not a fixed illusion. We believe this to be a fixed illusion because we don't meditate. Humanity's magic is stagnant because we don't meditate, we don't go within. That's the only difference really between a ground truth and those that know how to work from above. And then there's different layers into that even. So it gets higher and higher. So this so I believe that he's speaking to the high occultist when he's saying that, because some people do need certain steps. Some people do need hydrate. Okay, hold on. Very sorry about that. Yeah, I think he's in many ways, he's an old soul. He speaks philosophical all the same. His message is more of a quick reminder not to get caught up in like those who think they need to do this and do that and do this and do that to reach a certain level of enlightenment. There's no duality, there's only the now. So he's speaking really from a very high perspective. He's speaking of a difference between awakening and enlightenment. Awakening is what the ego does. Enlightenment is what you always are. You're an enlightened being pretending to be a physical person. So he's very old soul, enlightened. So in many ways, reminding the average person, you are already there. So you don't need all the tools. Don't get caught up in who's better than other people and the da 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 da. Other people's missions are always a little different simply because of their enlightenment. They're like, that's what I used to always say. There's no one that's a guru. No one knows more than another. Even in enlightenment, there's different levels of enlightenment, and it gets really
Listen.
deep, but not in the sense of rank. It's just based on experience.
I agree. And the one thing I'm going to add into, and people are going to get mad, but religion's there too, meaning that is a tool to reach enlightenment, and it is not needed. People gonna get mad when I say that, but and I will speak about that. I will speak more in detail about the channeling I received regarding that. But that is part of it. That is part of the tool or resource that isn't needed to achieve enlightenment.
Why
We need
don't you
to
do that
tap
now?
in.
Do that
No,
now.
no,
No?
no, because it's like we're running short of time,
Oh
and
yeah,
I don't.
that's true.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, but I will do that definitely for sure in our next one.
All right. Give me one more second. I'm sorry to interrupt. Give me one more second. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. Um, so yeah, I think someone wants to get more into the ground truth magic. Um, I don't want to speak too much about that. What time is an
Yeah.
hour? Yeah.
We're gonna have to wrap up soon because I have to go.
Yeah. And lastly, it's the light workers. Light worker, I believe very much is what he speaks of. It's not a battle. Um, the thing is
Between
like,
duality.
yeah. But when you come into this density, the game is like filtered by, like, you know how you said it's filtered. So in many ways is the light. The light comes off as a rainbow, right? So That's the rainbow that are the chakras. That's what makes you, like that's why you shouldn't sell your soul, because without what they said, that there was this videos going around to not have chakras, not having chakras is selling your soul, because the light within you is in turn the different lights that are the chakras, and not everybody's lights are the same. Like the blue, the red chakras, those are not all of us have the same chakras. Like but the chakras, the light, when it splits, it's colorful. So that's the colorful experience of duality. That's the power. That's why everyone and their mama like come into a level of duality, experience and existence, because they can experience existence as opposed to the nothingness, the non-existent. That's why it's a game for me, no matter what. But through these lens, I don't see it as a game through these lens. Even as Melissa right now, I see it as a fucking warfare. It's hard, it's this, but that's the game, it's the illusion. So light workers are those that are always in light, and you're always in your light. So it's just the illusion, like the word death. Death really means light worker. That's what people don't understand, because death means you're always dreaming in state of the nothingness. You're always dreaming. You're always the light. You're always up there. So when you manifest right here in fruition, become existence. There's no death. There's no such thing as death. That's the hard part to explain. So he's speaking really heavy enlightenment stuff, really. So his perspective is more like, this would be his perspective. Yeah, I'm more left-handed. That's why it was my left hand. But through the left hand, I do have the light. The light is always through a certain level of darkness. It's deep. But he's coming from, you don't need, everyone is the oneness, essentially, he's saying. The light is, there's no duality. Do not necessarily need the illusion to reach the enlightenment. But I'm getting monkey steps. Some people need those monkey steps, so-called this and that and the other thing. Toys. It's fun.
What's monkey steps?
That's right. That's how it's interpretation. And then, well, in the grander things, that's what we call that, monkey steps, like ground truth, monkey steps, this and that. Religion is a monkey step. It's not to put it down, but that's what it be. Like, different decoding. Religion is a form of decoding to find out who you are. So is spirituality, so is this. That's why all that's over. So very much you have to know yourself as a consciousness, as an enlightenment. In all levels of spirituality, that's why when they say different beings, just certain chosen ones, the beings, it's like, wait a minute, isn't this a human? Oh, it's not a human. Like, what the fuck is it? Like, I'm an enlightened one. I'm an enlightened one. I'm a light worker. But I come in with a bang. That's different. There's some light workers that are like, and then there's some light workers like, yeah, I'm a light worker. Remember me? I could do both. My understanding is I'm one of many goddesses that love duality, that love the physical form, that love this game. And then the other ones, the other spirits, like younger ones, like, oh, I want to come too. I want to go play the game of duality. And I'm always like, wait, are you sure? Because I'm crazy down here. It's really motherfucking cutthroat. And you're a young soul. Oh, I could do it. All right, it's an extra, protection for this one. He thinks he can do it down here. Sometimes they prove me wrong. Sometimes, like, this is my higher self saying, yeah, sometimes they prove me. Sometimes they do. They come down and they come back up. I'm like, oh shit, you came back up. Yeah, I kept it simple. That's what you do when you're young. You keep it simple. Some people want to experience jealousy and guilt and murder and like, whoa. The fuck you mean? You don't even know what jealousy is. You know that can cause murder. You want to do jealousy and murder? Slow down. You won't get caught up.
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying? Where the perspective that he's bringing in, that's what I feel for him, what he's
Yeah.
saying. That what he's saying really shouldn't be given to a newbie. A newbie, I don't know. It depends, because it all depends. It all depends. If you align with his message, you get it, then it's
Yep.
for me. If I was new and I heard that shit, I'd have been like, oh, I don't need none of this. And maybe not, it would have worked out. It all depends. So everyone's message has to be in alignment with your heart. It has to be, it shouldn't be an experiment. Oh, let me experiment this. I don't know how to say it, because like everything is an experiment.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, everyone has a piece of the puzzle. Spirituality is very unique for every being, every spiritual being, every enlightened being. Remember that it's all an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught up in it. There's no
The
duality.
one thing I was going to say that I disagreed with him on, where he was just like, there's no chosen one. But then he followed up with saying, everybody's special, which then told me that he's coming from a viewpoint of chosen one equals special and or more special. You know, the reality is there's hierarchy in
There
the
is.
spirit, in the
There is
spiritual
hierarchy,
realm.
but not the way we as human beings see it, from my perspective. It's
That's true.
hierarchy based on experience. Like if I've
That's
been like
true.
that was the thing. There was a channeling, I might put it under this video. That says, if a person's been cooking for 30 years, right? And someone's new and they only started cooking for a year, they may not be as well equipped or experienced as someone that's been cooking for 30 years. But then there are those that are gifted, prodigies. They cook the first day and then for the next year or two, boom, That's the same thing with spirituality. A lot of times the consciousness may not be as old and infinite as my consciousness. I'm a very old, infinite consciousness. So the average consciousness ain't gonna necessarily come here and be able to do what I was able to do, because I encompass a multi-dimensional, like, show. It's deep. I don't want to sit here because they really got
Yeah, but let me be clear. When I said, one, there's definitely hierarchy, but to your point, it is not through our viewpoint of the 3D. If I can go back to one of the videos that we did where I equated power, I said power is just simply having more pieces of the puzzle figured out. That is the hierarchy, okay, that I'm speaking about. More pieces of the puzzle figured out, meaning knowing thyself, right? And then that equates to power, which is the hierarchy. So that's what I wanted to drive home, because I don't want there to be I don't want to misspeak, and then I don't want to have there be like a misconception of when I say, hierarchy means like on some, well, there's that too, but on some like peasant king type of level. I don't know how to, I don't mean like that. I just mean like having more
experience.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Knowing yourself more, But I definitely, so in that respect, when he says there's not a chosen one because everybody's special, in that and how he defined it, yes, I agree. But there are chosen ones. Shit, I mean, it is what it is.
There are those that are the chosen ones, that even chosen ones come to fuck with. There's chosen ones that come fuck with the chosen ones. Like, wait a minute, you were chosen. But it goes back to the power. Like, yeah, but you're more powerful, but you're ranked higher, Or you're well, because I'm older than all of y'all. I read more books. I did more than my spiritual resume, motherfucker, is older than your mama's motherfucker. Sorry. Your great mama's. Do you not know who I am? I know, like,
Yeah. Because I mean, there are, yeah, because I
like
don't,
it's like, for instance, would you go up, well, some people would go up against Jesus. I was gonna say, would you go up against, some guru? Some people would, so it all depends. Anyway, go ahead.
no, but when you were gonna say, when you had mentioned break, like I definitely know that in the spiritual world that there are people, I don't want to say people, but there are energetic beings that serve as judges, they put in, who are part of a council, who determine in, or just how like here where they write and create laws and stuff like that, they do that in the spiritual realm before it funnels down here, as so, and different, I'm not really sure on how to explain it, so I'm just going to keep it like that. But I definitely know that in the spiritual world there are spiritual judges, there are councils from different realms that are representatives. Yep, they're telling me, yep, different realms of representatives of species that come together and create or amend,
Those are the councils.
yeah, change like spiritual laws.
Yeah, those
I'm
are the
like,
councils. Those are the councils. And we sit in all of them. We sit in all of them. They try to, like, when they come to fuck with us, oh, does she sit in this one? Does she sit in this one? She sits in all of them. Before, like, they really, because no one, not even spirit, knows what nothingness is. I don't think.
but
It says yes. Not really. They like nothingness. You motherfuckers is talking about. That's what we talk. We don't like, nah. They said we did go to like some ancient da-da-da, and he was like, oh, before da-da-da-da-da-da. They said, so the ego, like they said, then they understood, oh, you really don't want this ego to wake up, because then, if that's really her shit, like that's how deep it goes, she could bring the whole realm up in heaven. That's what that means, that kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Because then I could just break it up. I could either bring the illusion with me and we could be, or I could just break the illusion. Because we all hold the illusion. We all play a part in the game. Because this is not real. Because it's our consciousness that creates this to exist. So it's deep. It's deep. It's really philosophical. It's very, very deep shit.
okay. Do you want to end here?
Yeah, let's go, girl. Girl, I should do too myself. Sorry. Yeah, very casual on our speech. So anyway, much love to you guys all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I may or may not put some links about some videos that are relevant to this video. Make sure to check out the episodes. I'm gonna put all the episodes. I think this is 4. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna have a playlist. Check out the episodes. Me and Cristina get deep here. Mostly every Saturdays. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Much love to all. Peace, love, and light. All right.